What's up? I just wanted to talk about I wanted to use this video to talk about the now released deleted scene that Matt Reeves talked about previously with this is gonna have spoilers in it. So if you haven't seen it, first of all, what are you doing? Go see the movie. It's been a couple weeks now, so it's kind of your fault at this point. But this is spoilers, so don't watch this if you haven't seen it. But Matt Reeves previously talked about a deleted scene starring Barry Keoghan as the Joker, and it is finally released. And it's a very intriguing look at the Joker. He's like it gives a really blurred look at him. Like you don't see his whole face in focus, and I think they're doing that strategically to sort of, I guess, tweak it as he comes along later in in the Batman like in the Batman spin-off on Arkham Asylum that's going to be on HBO Max, which I think is going to that also has a lot of interesting areas they can go in. But this shows the first look at Robert Pattinson's Batman's relationship with the Joker, because in this it's the first time you've seen it. So in it, like, you see that, like, when Batman gives the Joker some paper and like files on the Riddler, and it's the Joker says that it's their first year anniversary. So, like, you find, like, that means, like, that they met 1 year ago, at least around that time, and their relationship is interesting because you see Batman interacting with him, and he's kind of restrained in how he's speaking to him. He's very short, which obviously he wants to. This Batman, he's like, I don't have any time to waste. Give me the answers or I'm leaving, which he ends up doing in the video if you haven't seen it. But like, the way he looks, like, he's scarred, like, all over his face and his hands. Like, his hands are red, so I guess he has blood on him for some reason. But his whole face is just scarred beyond, like, recognition, and he's got, like, green patchy hair from what you can see, and then he's got a smile on his face and, like, disgusting teeth. But the smile, it looks like he might have red makeup, but at the same time it looks like that it's like just one big scar, including the whole face. And it's very, to me, in my opinion, it's very reminiscent of the Batman Arkham City Joker, who was very sick. Like, that's the video game. Is very sick, and he's just looks disgusting and decrepit. And if you haven't played that game and you're a Batman fan who likes playing video games, I highly recommend you go play that series. And they're obviously sponsoring this video because, my huge outreach. So there you go. But anyways, I understand, after watching this, I understand why this video wasn't in the movie, because it basically just reiterates everything that we already find out. So there's it's pretty long. The video's about 5 minutes, and the movie is already 3 hours long. So this would just be adding on to that. So it'd be kind of stretching it a little bit. And also, the Joker is so iconic that having him in this movie would kind of distract from the main villain, the Riddler. And with Paul Dano doing such a good job, I completely understand why they didn't want to do that. But you see how Barry Keoghan's Joker interacts with Batman like himself, and I think it's very on brand with how the Joker thinks of Batman. Like, it's some sort of weird relationship he sees in his head that he has with Batman, and I think that'll end up developing, especially with the HBO Max series that they're doing, which I guess could be like, because what we saw in the action movie that they didn't delete was his relationship with the Riddler, which could be a sign of them kind of adapting the War of Jokes and Riddles, which is a comic book series that they did a couple years ago. Which, I mean, I guess right now this would just be the start of it because they're just now becoming friends. But this could lead to them, getting some sort of rift and then starting a crime war against each other with Batman caught in the crosshairs. So I would very much like to see that. And man, like they're doing a lot because you got the Arkham Asylum HBO Max series that just got greenlit, and then you got the Penguin series with Colin Farrell that also just got greenlit. And then on top of that, they're working on a Catwoman series that I'm not sure has gotten greenlit for HBO Max yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has or will be. But they got a lot of stuff in the works, man, and I'm very hyped for what they're going for. I know, I know people can say, "Oh, this movie wasn't as good as The Dark Knight and Christopher Nolan's Batman movies." It's just like, okay, calm down. It's the first movie. I'm not saying that the second one will be as good as The Dark Knight or anything, but you can't. I mean, just give it a minute, okay? We'll see what happens with this. Like because they have a lot of room. They have a lot of room to grow. And they have different like this. Those just only had 3 movies. These are going to have series too to build up other characters for the for the movies. So it's going to get very. I think they're going to be very detail oriented. And then he's also talking about doing Mr. Freeze at some point in the Court of Owls, which I think they can't do all of them. But there's, I mean, I would rather them do the Court of Owls. Also, I don't know if they'll do it because they did a lot of that story in this, but Hush, they heavily like they had some Easter eggs of Hush in the movie, and like Hush, if you don't know, I guess this would be spoilers, but Hush is Thomas Elliot, Batman's Bruce Wayne's childhood friend, who's his parent. He's a doctor, and his parents die, and he blames Bruce Wayne for having the life that he didn't have because he's kind of a little crazy, So he wishes that he had Bruce Wayne's life. So as an adult, he's a surgeon, and I don't know if I want to say the whole thing here, but he basically just he gets different parts of people, he cuts their skin off, and he is getting, I guess, and he puts it on his face to resemble Bruce Wayne in some way. Well, to resemble Bruce Wayne, but okay, I digress. Like overall, it looks very. I think the scene is very intriguing, and it makes me very excited to see what Batman, like the type of relationship Batman and Joker will have. Also, okay, it also makes me wonder. Okay, are they gonna do another Joker-centric Batman movie, like him as the villain? Because if you have the Joker, you can't relegate him to a side villain. If you have him, he has to be the villain of at least one of the movies. Or all. I mean, people say, "Oh, we've had too much Joker." I don't care. I love the Joker. Like, I love Batman and Joker's relationship. And I mean, we've only really had, let's see, 2 Batman movies where the Joker has actually faced off against Batman. So, I mean, we've had Jared Leto's Joker, which, it's fine, I guess. But he doesn't have a movie to face off against Batman. So I don't know if I count that. But okay, I think that'll put to the end to this video, so alright.